When you've just moved into your dream house that's blocks from the beach, surely there will be visitors lined up to stay. Today on Ready, Set, Renovate, we see how a backyard makeover and brand new guest house ensure one homeowner will always be in good company. When James West purchased this 1,200 square foot home, he had a very clear vision for it. Almost an empty nester now. All your kids are off and working or they're in college. And so this is sort of your retreat, but you want it to be...
It'll be my last home.
Yeah.
Right? But I want it to be a place that the kids can come and visit or eventually bring their kids. So, you know, a golf cart ride to the beach and a pool in the back. I think that'll draw them.
I think so too.
The construction team spent 10 months reinventing this 1970s house, tearing down a poorly built laundry room and creating a 150 square foot addition for a new master suite. Leaving almost nothing in the existing part of the home untouched, they replaced all the electrical and plumbing so James wouldn't run into any major repairs down the road. James also decided to add insulation to the entire house and expose the wooden trusses for a more open feel. All expensive and time-consuming upgrades.
I went through a mode with the house. It's like halfway through it, I said, gosh, if I knew then what I knew now, I would just torn the house down. But now at this point, I'm so happy I did not tear the house down. It exceeded my expectations for sure. The master bedroom is probably, well, it's the largest room in the house. And you know, the two places I'm going to spend most time is this kitchen and there. And since moving in, it's really relaxing and I've enjoyed it. It already feels like home.
With the inside complete, James is heading outside for phase 2 of the renovation.
Oh, James. This is a mess.
It's a project.
Oh, where do you begin?
One day at a time.
All right, so what's the plan?
This will all be gone. This will be a pool.
Okay.
And then the in-law suite in the corner.
And you are spending a lot of money back here. Eventually the pool is gonna go in, so that's 35 grand. You've got the in-law suite that's gonna be part of the backyard as well.
Yeah, you know what? But money well spent for the family. I want to be comfortable. I want it to be nice and enjoyable. You know, I want the outdoor to be big enough to where if I want to have 100 people over, I can do that.
With a timeline of 3 months and a budget of $80,000, James chose wood frame for the small guest house. With the slab in place, the team makes quick work of the main framing. The new structure will total 600 square feet with a small living area, kitchen, and bathroom, as well as a one-car garage. With the guest house coming along, it's time to get started on the pool.
And what I'm trying to do, the concept is a courtyard effect with the pool house and the pool.
Incorporate it all.
Like we discussed earlier, can you give me just an idea how the shape of the pool is going to be and the layout?
Basically, we're trying to maximize the pool in the area that you have, and we did that using a free-form shape. So you're going to kind of walk up. Obviously, you got the pool house here, a nice sun shelf right here where you can sit in and it leads down into the steps, and then that's your main deep end over there. Okay. And then you'll have a swimming path right through here, which I think will be a nice amenity.
And how deep did we discuss the pool's going to be?
It looks like it is 4 foot and a half, about 4 foot and a half.
Okay.
So 3 to 4, it'll be a nice gradual.
So is that the average depth of pools these days?
These days it is.
Okay.
You used to see them back in the day, they'd build a 10-foot deep pool, and then nowadays with the cost of the extra concrete and everything, you can get just as wet in a 4.5-foot pool as you can in an 8-foot.
Makes sense.
Even with a depth of less than 5 feet, digging the pool is a massive job. Getting the excavator around the narrow access point on the side of the house is the first challenge. The second hurdle pops up a couple of feet below the surface. This tangle of large roots will need to be totally cleared before the team can make any real progress. With the arduous task of digging out the new pool behind him, contractor Eric Cliff can get started on the build.
So you're at the stage where the rebar is still exposed, that's what this is.
Yes,
for
ma'am.
homeowners who don't know. And explain the process. You put the steel in first, and then you pour concrete around it, right?
Yeah, we put the steel in on it's engineered to be on a 12 by 12 grid. And then we do also have 7 irons at the top where we bend the steel over, which gives an 8-inch bond beam at the top.
Okay, so it's steel, concrete, all the way through the bottom of the pool.
That's correct. We got the pool dug, the steel is in the pool. We do already have an inspection. We got our main drain, our channel drain in the pool. Our skimmer's already installed. So our next step is to get the gunite shot in, which will be here in a couple of days.
Right.
And we'll get that going, and that'll give us a stable shell so we can move on from there.
So let's talk about the fun stuff now.
Okay.
What's it gonna look like? What's the aesthetic here?
Okay, we're gonna have a tile border, a nice ceramic tile border to be kind of like a bluish tile with a blend of colors in it. And then it will also have a coping, a concrete paver coping with the color is cappuccino, I believe.
Okay.
And then the interior finish is going to be a pebble interior finish,
Okay.
which does give them a lifetime warranty on the interior finish also.
Oh, that's great.
So basically, never have to resurface the pool for quite a long time. Also have an LED light in the wall over there, which will give illumination at night.
Coming up next on Ready, Set, Renovate.
From a curb appeal perspective, when you drive by, you're going to see, a multi-million-dollar home.
With the new pool starting to take shape in the backyard, the team shifts focus to the next project. Originally, James was going to use a fiber cement siding, but instead he's decided on a very different look.
James has totally made a change for the better, and he's gone to cedar shakes. So he's actually, instead of using cedar shakes as an accent, which most people do because of the cost factor, now he's gone and he's actually doing the complete sides of the home, across the front of the house, as well as the front of the pool house, where we're probably adding about $10,000 to $15,000 to make that happen. Yeah, the advantages are it's maintenance free. When you talk about what do I have to do to my home now, and since we're so close to the beach, you don't do anything. You pressure wash it every now and then, and that's it. It's the color, you don't paint it, you don't do anything to the cedar shake. It just weathers and looks beautiful. From a curb appeal perspective, when you drive by, you're gonna see, a multi-million-dollar home.
With dry, mild weather expected for the next few days, the team can start working on the shell of the pool. First, they set up plastic sheeting to protect the house from overspray. Next, they apply a mixture of cement and sand called gunite through a high-pressure hose. The mixture is dry until right before it exits the hose. That's when water and other liquid binders are added to help make a firm paste. The gunite is applied in layers, and the team uses trowels to make sure the pool walls, steps, and floor are even and well-shaped. When the final layers of gunite are smoothed out, the shell will need several days to cure to prevent cracks in the future. In the meantime, the team can start installing the windows and doors in the guest house. With only 600 square feet, tons of natural light will make this space feel bigger and feature beautiful views from every angle. James' guest will also be just a few steps away from a refreshing dip in the new pool. With all the major construction work over with, James can start thinking about the landscaping. He wants to keep everything low maintenance and find the perfect spot for his longtime companions.
So James, the backyard is coming together. You're gonna have a lot of cool things back here, and these babies are gonna take center stage, right?
They are going to be on display for sure.
These are staghorn plants.
Staghorns.
Some people may not know what they are. What are they?
It's an air plant, and basically a tropical air plant that grows on the bark or in the nooks of trees or attaches to a tree, but it grows in the air.
And you've had these for not just years, decades.
Approximately 32 years, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. It all started from one plant, and these have grown so much that where they've split. So I've got 4 plants, 4 kids, so I'm figuring when I go, each of the kids get one of the plants.
That's a great idea. This has really been a lifelong commitment, I guess, with these plants,
sure.
huh?
Yeah, a good hobby.
Landscape architect Samuel Andrade has something special planned for the Staghorns.
They're really important to him, and he wants to have a prominent place for them in the backyard. So you guys are actually custom designing a frame.
Yes, it's gonna be 3 posts and 1 in horizontal, and it's gonna hold the weight because they're very heavy.
How much do they weigh?
I don't know, probably about 60 pounds. If they're dry,
Okay.
wet, probably more than 100 pounds.
Wow.
So we have to hold that weight.
Right.
So we're gonna put 4 of them, different heights, and this is gonna be the entire background for the backyard. And we're
Okay.
gonna light them up from the bottom and the side. So during the night, it's gonna look fantastic, gonna look really good.
You have issues with permeability and draining and all of that because we are so close to the beach. So the pavers actually are a good item to put in this particular setting.
The pavers that we use on the driveway, it is the permeable pavers, so the water can drain through them.
The pavers are made from concrete and called turf block. The team will fill the opening in the middle with light-colored rocks for a cool look and an incredibly low-maintenance yard. One of the final few projects is the pool coping. The neutral-colored bricks are being laid to cap off the top edge, providing some contrast to the bright blue tile. In the front of the house, there's a new post coming together. It will help add interest to the front yard and house the controls for the automated fence. Signs of the finish line are everywhere, including inside the guest house. Today, the team is installing the kitchen cabinets. Using a rustic, weathered-looking wood will help bring in the beachy vibe of the main house, while the quartz countertop adds a bright, modern touch that will be easy to clean. Coming up next on Ready, Set, Renovate, that news arrives none too soon.
Oh yeah, I'm exhausted at this point. No, I really am. You know, it's like a marathon, and the last mile is probably the hardest.
It's month number 3 of James' backyard renovation, and he's taking measures to ensure his investment doesn't end up underwater.
Okay, so here's the big drainage dilemma right here. This has been a problem, right?
Well, it's not a problem, but it's the fix for a problem. So this is where all the gutter and the overflow for the pool is going to drain into the swale here on the side of the house.
Building the drainage swale added several days' work to the schedule and about $8,000 to the budget. James is hoping that was the last major hurdle.
I'm exhausted at this point. No, I really am. You know, it's like a marathon, and the last mile is probably the hardest.
Well, the last mile, the finish line is in sight.
Yes.
It should be smooth sailing from here on out.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right.
With the drainage issues behind them, the landscaping team can finally focus on the aesthetic.
Sam, I gotta tell you, the first time I came to this house, James brought me out here in the backyard, and I thought, oh no, this is never gonna look like anything. It was such a mess.
I can guarantee this place is gonna look wonderful when we finish with it.
Yeah.
The plans are great for the backyard.
Well, it wasn't a huge backyard to begin with, but by the time they added the pool and then the mother-in-law suite over here, it had really shrunk to not a whole lot to work with. So you gotta be real creative with the landscaping.
Oh yeah, for sure. But we're gonna create some space and it's all gonna work well.
The landscaping team is also starting on the torn-up yard today. It wasn't in great shape to begin with, and after taking a beating from the construction work as well as Mother Nature, it sure isn't looking like the oasis James had in mind.
So there was a little drama before this project even began. We had a hurricane come through here and it knocked a couple trees down. And
Correct.
number one, James is required to replace them. But number two, he wants to add some trees for the aesthetic appeal.
Yes. So what we're gonna do where the circular driveway is,
Right.
we're gonna add 2 oak trees that the city required. They are gonna be around about 15 to 16 feet tall.
Oh, big
and
ones.
they're gonna be about 8 foot in diameter and about 5 inch in caliber on the trunk.
Okay.
So they're gonna be great. They're gonna provide a lot of shade and also the requirements for the city.
This looks like a pretty major project. You have your guys out here leveling the dirt today. You still are contending with the irrigation, which you've got to go through inspections and do all that stuff. How long is it going to take you to finish this?
Once we have the irrigation installed, we can install all the plants and the grass probably in 3 days. The backyard, the pavers can be installed in a day, and the plants also in another day. So for the entire project, if we can move like fluently with no stop, probably about an entire week I can have everything done.
Oh, James will be glad to hear that.
For project manager John Shepard, feedback from the neighbors has him feeling confident about his team's work.
Along the way towards finishing, there were people coming up and asking if the house was for sale. So I think that speaks volumes in and of itself.
Coming up next on Ready, Set, Renovate.
I mean, this is the life, right?
Yeah, it really is peaceful, quiet, and this is just our little Garden of Eden, really, to be honest with you.
After starting with a 10-month overhaul on the inside of his 1970s home, James West decided to forge ahead and spend another 3 months building a pool and a guest house. Just like the interior of the home, working in an older beach community presented some challenges for the construction team.
Putting in the gas tank for the propane, we dug up the sewer line. Well, the sewer line must have been put in the 1850s. It looked like it anyways. So those were the challenges, very much logistic oriented.
Cedar Shake siding was a last-minute upgrade, and once the beautiful new pavers and landscaping were finished, the team knew they had a winner.
Along the way towards finishing, there were people coming up and asking if the house was for sale. So I think that speaks volumes in and of itself.
And what did James say? Is it for sale?
Absolutely not. This is a one and done project for him. This is his life home. As you can see how beautiful it is the life home.
This is the life, right?
Yeah, it really is peaceful, quiet, and this is just our little Garden of Eden, really, to be honest with you.
This may sound a little insulting, James, but I'm just going to say it. This turned out way better than I thought it was going to turn out.
From what you saw in the beginning, a little bit of a Sanford and Son backyard, I get it. But it just took time, and I had the vision for it.
Mm-hmm. You needed a lot of vision because there was basically nothing here.
A tree stump.
There was a tree stump, and then there was a lot of junk.
A tree stump, a broken hot tub, and a lot of junk. Yes, there was.
So just cleaning out that would have been an improvement. This place is maxed out to just have total enjoyment of this outdoor space. Tell me about that TV over there.
Well, so we got the sunning area here in the pool,
right.
And I was looking at that space, and it was just kind of a wide open space, and I thought, well, that'd be a great place to put a TV to watch a football game or a sporting event.
You had a special piece of carpentry put together to hang your staghorns?
So we got the staghorns hung, and I kind of changed some of the backdrop to the staghorns, brought in some sugar palms to kind of just make it a little more tropical back here, and just to make it a little more intimate. Courtyard effect.
So you can tend to your plants, which you love to do, but there's no grass back here, so there's no mowing, no lawn maintenance.
No grass, and then there's like very little grass out front, and I love it.
I bet. The guest house is tiny and adorable.
Yeah, so it's small, but it's accommodating. It has a little microwave in there. I have family from out of town. They can come down and stay and not be a bother to me, and we're not in their way. And I wanted something small that would convert into a bedroom very easily. So we bought a little sofa that converts into a little full-size bed, and it's self-contained. It's got its own AC, hot water, and its own bathroom.
Do you find yourself spending a lot of time out here?
Yes, I do. I really enjoy just being outside. particularly in the evening, taking care of the plants, having a cocktail. Oh, I love the look. It's a beach look, a cottagey look. It's interesting, all the compliments I've been getting from the passersby. There's a lot of traffic coming to look at the house. It makes me feel good to see the people come by and wanting to see the house. You see so many remodels where you can tell it's been remodeled, and I want to make sure everything looks like it was meant to be there.
You did an amazing job, James. We're so impressed, and we can't wait for your party whenever you invite us.
Yeah, we'll have one here soon.
All right, nice job, man.
Thank you.
If you would like more information about our show, please visit us at ReadySetRenovate.com.